even if you don't normally build farms in Minecraft, chances are you've made a mob farm like this. Not only are they easy to build, they're also a great source of mob drops like bones, gunpowder, and arrows. You can AFK them with campfires or make them XP farms with slabs. Mob farms are great for early game and are not too bad to keep around later on. The only thing is they're kind of ugly. So today I'm going to show you how to take your basic cobblestone mob farm and turn it into this. This Hourglass mob farm works exactly the same as your basic mob farm, it's just more aesthetic. Imagine coming home from a day of adventuring and instead of seeing a cobblestone T hanging in the sky, you see this magical upside down pyramid instead. Before we get to building, there are a few things you should know about mob farms if you've never made one before. While you can technically put it on the ground, it's best to put it in the sky if you want the best rates, because what we're doing is isolating all the mobs that spawn in one location, which is the farm. If you build it on the ground like this, that means all the mobs on all of the surrounding hills, landscape, and even caves will be included in the mob cap. This circle shows all the possible places that mobs can spawn when my character is standing in the very center like that. As you can see, that's a lot of land, and that's a lot of mobs that wouldn't be going into our mob farm. This is what it looks like when my character instead stands 128 blocks up from the ground. If this becomes my AFK spot, then the only places the mobs can spawn is right in front of me. But now with that little lesson out of the way, it's time to start the build. After you've found your location, grab your materials, a water bucket, and 128 temporary blocks. I personally added 20 more blocks to that for this location so I could get a little more height because we're in a valley and mobs would spawn on the hills if I didn't. Tower up with your temporary blocks and then make a 4x6 rectangle with the top corners removed. Use temporary blocks to create this shape, then place your water in the middle. This will prevent the water from spreading and will give us an elevator to use until we get a portal set up. Go down the water stream and on the 9th block of your temporary pillar, start a platform of birch planks. Remove the tower and come back up via your water stream. Place 7 birch planks on either side of the water stream, then fill it in. Next, create a border with stripped birch logs. Followed by a border of sandstone that is 3 blocks wide. Add another border of stripped birch logs. And finally, make one ring of birch planks followed by another of oak planks. Put down torches to keep mobs from spawning. Then get your temporary blocks and mark these spots. I've placed smooth stones so you can see how far away they are from each other. Make pillars that are 5 blocks tall. Then connect the pillars that are opposite each other with sandstone. Fill in the center with sandstone, going around your water column. Bend the space between the columns on all 4 sides. Finally, place 4 blocks in each corner. Place down more torches. And now that we have our 2 platforms, we're going to move the water down to the bottom one. Placing scaffolding to help us get back up again. Now we'll make the mob farm itself. Place down a double chest with hoppers facing into the back. Then another double chest on top of the hoppers with 4 more hoppers facing into the back of it. Surround the hoppers with 6 blocks of sandstone. Then pillar up 21 more blocks for a total of 22, leaving a gap of 1 block above the double chest. Also, make sure you have feather falling on your boots, or you bring some water with you, or place water at the bottom so you can jump into it later. Extend each side by 7 blocks for 8 blocks total. Then add a border on either side. Place acacia planks on the ends that are 2 blocks tall. Make 7 by 7 squares with sandstone. Then place acacia planks on each end and each corner like this. Fill in the middles with sandstone. Then place trapdoors over each trench and flip them down. Put carpets in these positions to prevent spiders from spawning. Next, we're going to create some texturing for the edge of the hourglass using waxed copper blocks, acacia planks, waxed cut copper, and waxed chiseled copper. Place water at the ends of each trench. This will push the mobs to the center so they'll fall. Once you've done that, place down 2 layers of spruce planks. Followed by another round of copper and acacia texturing, this time 2 blocks wide. Fill in the middle with gray terracotta, dark oak planks, and stripped dark oak logs, and place down torches to prevent mobs from spawning. At this point, the farm should be working. You can either place down slabs on top of the hoppers and periodically kill the mobs to gain experience, or you can place campfires to make the farm work in the background. Next, we're going to make the base of the hourglass. Using dark oak planks, make a platform in between the temporary pillars on the third block up. Remove all the temporary blocks. Surround the dark oak platform with a ring of acacia planks. Then create another ring using the same copper pallet we used up top. Make 2 layers of spruce planks. Followed by a textured copper layer. And fill in the gaps with acacia planks. Place 2 acacia planks in the center of each side except for the front, lining them up with a mob chute. Next, we're going to make the hourglass shape out of white stained glass. I've turned each layer into a graphic so you can easily follow along. Now grab some scaffolding or some other temporary blocks and tower up to the top of the glass. Break a few blocks to get inside, and then we're going to cover all the glass surfaces with sand. As always, make sure you add some torches before you leave. Place 8 sandstone blocks on either side of the entrance, then repeat on all sides. Fill in the empty space like this. Add more around the chute. And finish off with some lanterns. Use more white stained glass to create the entrance, making it look like the hourglass has broken open. For the next step, grab more scaffolding or a happy gas because we're going to decorate the top and base of the hourglass. Use shroom lights to add sources of light. Then fill the spaces in between with dark oak planks, gray terracotta, and stripped dark oak logs. Use waxed cut copper stairs and waxed copper trapdoors to create ornamental bracing. And repeat the whole process on the top. At this point, you can remove the torches, except for maybe one or two on the bottom around your water. Next up is the pyramid. We'll first need to place 17 temporary blocks underneath the center block where the water currently is. So you can either move your water back 2 blocks and use a column to place these temporary blocks. You can use a happy gas, or you can scaffold up from the ground if you don't feel like you're good with water streams. I'm going to go with the water stream. I'm going to place it 2 spaces back and use the stream to carefully float down and place 17 temporary blocks underneath the center. Create the point with a sandstone block, sandstone wall, birch fence, and a lantern. Then surround the last temporary block with upside down sandstone and smooth sandstone stairs. It will be really difficult to place more blocks with the water in the way, so use ladders to climb back up to the top before removing it. Now you'll hop away up and down until we create the entrance. Starting from the bottom, place a temporary block and add another layer of upside down stairs to the pyramid. We're going to continue like this for another 13 layers until there's a 3-block gap left, alternating between smooth sandstone, sandstone, birch, and oak to create weathering. Now, make the texturing your own, but a tip for how to do this is to simply shift the colors by 1 or 2 blocks each layer to create a diagonal design and just kind of continue to widen them near the top. Sandstone and birch will end up being used the most as the middle colors in the palette, with smooth sandstone and oak being used the least as the lightest and the darkest colors. Place another temporary block and create a layer of spruce stairs, with spruce planks in the corners and lanterns hanging off of them. Also continue placing light sources on the inside of the pyramid. We do not want a creeper to appear and blow you up and drop you to the ground. Now place 2 stripped birchwood blocks in the corners, and also every 5 blocks with chiseled sandstone in between. Top it with a layer of spruce planks. Followed by upside down spruce stairs and jungle slabs. Now to transition to the inside of the pyramid. Break these blocks and hop inside. Place stairs you can get back up. And then we're going to decorate the underside using chiseled sandstone, sandstone walls, smooth sandstone stairs, and smooth sandstone slabs. Next, put down chiseled sandstone and cut sandstone blocks in these positions to mark the pillars we're going to make in the next step. We're also going to build the underside of where the portal's going to be. And connect it all with white stained glass. Continue to follow along using the same blocks to create the stairs. Now all we need to do is light our portal and we can access our mob farm through the nether. Also, the waxed exposed copper bulb on top of the portal should line up with the hole in the platform above. If you're still missing a block from where we moved the water, go ahead and replace it now. Last step is some decorations. We're going to put pots, leaves, and moss and lanterns to bring the build to life and make it look like it's been here a while. And that's it. You now have a beautiful mob farm in your world that you'll actually enjoy looking at. If you'd like to get the schematics for this Hourglass mob farm or any of the other builds in my tutorials, check out my Patreon. I love building in Minecraft and sharing my creations with you, and your support helps me continue that, so thank you. I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial, and if you have, consider dropping it a like and subscribe to the channel for more whimsical Minecraft tutorials in the future. Thanks for being here. I'll see you next time.